The current in a circuit is measured using a 151 CT. If the ammeter reads 0.6 A, the circuit current is A 250 A, B 90 A, C 156 A, D 144 A. The correct answer is 90 A. A volt ratio box should have low resistance. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is false. A Hall effect transducer has KH1X108. If B1WBM2I3A and bismuth slab is 2 mm wide, the Hall voltage is A 7.5x106V, B 15x106, C 20x104V, D 22.5x104V. The correct answer is 15x106. Two ammeters A and B, both 010A, have internal resistance of 1 and 0.5 respectively. They are connected in parallel. If total current is 15 A, then AIA IB 7.5A, BIA 5A IB 10A, CIA 10A IB 5A, DIA 9A IB 6A. The correct answer is IA 5A IB 10A. Which of the following is not correct? A voltmeter should have a very high resistance. B, an ammeter should have a very low resistance. C, a shunt should have a very low resistance. D, an electronic voltmeter draws appreciable current from source. The correct answer is an electronic voltmeter draws appreciable current from source. The loss of charge method can be used to measure A, resistance of shunt, B, insulation resistance of cable, C, resistance of shunt winding, D, both B and C. The correct answer is insulation resistance of cable. Current density has the dimensions AL, BL2, CL3, DI2L2. The correct answer is L2. The resistance of a DC galvanometer is 20. A current of 10 mA causes full-scale deflection. To convert it into 0300V voltmeter, we have to use a series resistance of A 30,000, B 29,980, C 6,000, D 15. The correct answer is 29,980. A capacitance transducer can be used to measure A, thickness of sheet, B, displacement, C, level of fluids, D, all of the above. The correct answer is all of the above. The dynamometer principle can be used for A, ammeter only, B, voltmeter only, C, wattmeter only, D, ammeter, voltmeter and wattmeter. The correct answer is ammeter, voltmeter and wattmeter. The scale of hot wire ammeter is A, linear, B, non-linear, C, cramped, D, absolute linear. The correct answer is non-linear. A moving coil meter has a shunt of 0.02 resistance. If coil resistance is 1000 and a potential difference of 500 mV is required across it to cause full-scale deflection, the current through shunt is A 2.5A, B 25A, C 0.25A, D 0.025A. The correct answer is 25A. Consider the following features of an instrument. A, moving iron, B, moving coil, C, electrostatic, D, dynamometer. The correct answer is electrostatic. Which one of the following effects is used in measuring power? A, Seebeck, B, Ferrari, C, induction, D, Hall. The correct answer is induction. The effect of lead resistance is important in measurement of A, resistance of shunt, B, resistance of shunt winding, C. Resistance of ammeter. D. Both A and C. The correct answer is both A and C. A high resistance was measured by loss of charge method. The voltmeter resistance was 10 ohms. The calculation gave the value of unknown resistance as 0.8 x 10⁹ ohms. The true value of resistance is A 0.8 x 10⁹, B less than 0.8 x 10⁹, C more than 0.8 x 10⁹, D either B or C. The correct answer is more than 0.8 x 10⁹. A resistance wire strain gauge has gauge factor 2. If stress is 100 MN M2 and Young's modulus is 200 GN M2, the percentage change in gauge resistance due to stress is A 0.1, B 0.2, C 0.4, D 0.5. The correct answer is 0.1. Insertion of a dielectric material between the plates of an air capacitor. A increases the capacitance. B decreases capacitance. C has no effect on capacitance. D increases breakdown voltage. The correct answer is increases the capacitance. Two ammeters A and B are connected in parallel in a circuit carrying 100 A. Their resistances are 0.8 m. Their readings will be A 55.56 and 44.44 respectively. B 44.44 A and 55.56 respectively. C 60 A and 40 respectively. D 40 A and 60 respectively. The correct answer is 55.56 and 44.44 respectively. In figure ZA 150, ZB 390 and ZC 200. For balanced condition ZD will be A 640, B 600 140, C 600 140, D 150 140. The correct answer is 600 140. In household energy meters, the flux of series magnet is in phase with current, but the flux of shunt magnet lags the voltage by 88. The reading of energy meters: A will be correct. B will have a negative error. C will have a positive error. D may have positive or negative error. The correct answer is will have a negative error. The EMF of a Weston cell is 1.286 V. A true. B false. C. D. The correct answer is false. The power factor of a single-phase load can be calculated if instruments available are A 1 voltmeter 1 ammeter, B 2 ammeters, C 2 voltmeters, D 1 voltmeter 1 ammeter and 1 wattmeter. The correct answer is 1 voltmeter 1 ammeter and 1 wattmeter. A variable reluctance type tachometer has 150 teeth on rotor. The counter records 13,500 pulse sec. The rotational speed is A 4,800 rpm, B 5,400 rpm, C 6,000 rpm, D 7,200 rpm. The correct answer is 5,400 rpm. The current through the coil of an electromagnet is doubled. The magnetic field around the coil A is halved, B is doubled, C becomes 4 times, D remains the same. The correct answer is doubled. In a moving iron voltmeter, the coil has a resistance of 20 and an inductance of 0.3 H. The swamping resistance in 2000. To ensure correct reading with DC as well as 50 Hz AC, the value of capacitor to be connected in parallel with swamping resistance should be A 0.0125 F, B 0.0311 F, C 0.0521 F, D 0.0622 F. The correct answer is 0.0311 F. Two resistances R1 18.7 and R2 3.624 in series. The total resistance to the appropriate number of significant figures is A 22.324, B 22.32, C 22.3, D 22. The correct answer is 22.3. The input impedance of CRO is about A 0, B 10, C 100, D 1 megaohm. The correct answer is 1 megaohm. Which of the following is not correct in respect of electrostatic instrument? A. It is essentially a voltmeter. B. It is suitable for only high voltages. C. It has a uniform scale. D. It can be used for both AC and DC. The correct answer is it has a uniform scale. The wave applied to X plates for ohtaining trace of voltage wave is A. Sawtooth wave, B. Sinusoidal wave, C. Rectangular wave, D. Either A or C. The correct answer is sawtooth wave. The response of a thermistor over the whole of its temperature's range is A. Linear, B. non-linear, C. almost linear, D. Either A or C. The correct answer is non-linear. A resistance is measured by voltmeter ammeter method. The voltmeter is 0 to 150 V1 accuracy and ammeter is 0.5 A1 accuracy. The readings of voltmeter and ammeter are 100 V and 2 A respectively. The error in the measured resistance can be A1, B2, C5, D10. The correct answer is 5. It is required to study transients during switching process. Which CRO should be preferred? A. Ordinary CRO, B. Dual beam CRO, C. Dual trace CRO, D. Storage oscilloscope. The correct answer is storage oscilloscope. If the secondary winding of CT is opened when primary coil is carrying current, A. Transformer will burn immediately. B. There will be weak flux density in core. C. There will be very high induced voltage in secondary. D. There will be high current in secondary. The correct answer is there will be very high induced voltage in secondary. The percentage limiting error in an instrument reading 8.3 V and having guaranteed accuracy of 1 of the full scale reading and range of 0-150 V is A. 1.81, B. 0.181, C. 18.1, D. 0.0018. The correct answer is 18.1. A meter has a resistance of 1 and full-scale deflection current of 1 mA. To convert into an ammeter of 1 A range, the shunt resistance should be A. 1000, B. 1, C. 0.01, D. 0.001. The correct answer is 0.001. 2 wattmeter method is suitable only for balanced loads. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is false. A rectifier voltmeter using bridge rectifier and PMMC meter is calibrated to read RMS value of sine wave. A triangular wave is applied to it and it reads 6.82 V. The RMS value of triangular wave is A. about 6.82 V, B. about 7.1 V, C. about 6.5 V, D. about 10 V. The correct answer is about 7.1 V. A radiation thermometer is suitable for temperatures A. below 500 C, B. below 100 C, C. above 500 C, D. above 1400 C. The correct answer is above 1400 C. Consider the following statements. A1 and 2. B3 and 4. C1 2 3 4. D1 2 and 4. The correct answer is 1 2 and 4. A moving coil meter has 10 resistance and requires 40 mA for full-scale deflection. The shunt resistance required to convert it into 0 to a ammeter is A 0.1021, B 0.2041, C 0.256, D 0.4210. The correct answer is 0.2041. Which of the following instruments can be used for DC as well AC up to a few megahertz? A2 only, B2 and 3 only, C1 2 and 3 only, D2 and 4 only. The correct answer is 2 only. If a shunt of 200 resistance is used with a galvanometer of 1000 resistance, the multiplying power is A6, B5, C15, D16. The correct answer is 6.